Hi and welcome back to another run-through of the Bias FX 2 Professional Edition presets. Today we're going to be going through the metal category. Now, indubitably, you guys will have heard 1001 different metal tones to come out of Bias FX 2. It does happen to be that it is marketed that direction, but there is so much versatility. I'm sure you guys have seen by now, from the pop, the blues, and eventually even some of the classic and rock sounds. It's been really eye-opening just to see the versatility to come out of this plugin, and it also operates in standalone mode, so you don't always have to pop open your door in order to make this work. And I've found that it's been really pleasant just trying out all of the sounds and just seeing where it takes me musically, creatively, and just seeing what ideas I get inspired to try out. And so today we're just going to do exactly what we've done with each of the previous videos, go through all the presets and see what ideas come out of it. Alright, we're starting off with the Bloody Cloud. I can already hear that there's quite a strong flanger on this one. Here it is. Low rate, mid-mix, mid-depth. You can hear it just kind of fuzzing away there. Very effective at what it does. I can definitely already see that this particular preset really loves that flanger, it really capitalizes on it. We've got a standard gate compressor, got an invader, which I'm guessing is modeled off what probably is an Engel amp head. We've got the greenback 25s quite on the warm side. We could open it up by just bringing that SM57 closer to the center. Reverb and delay. There's also a bypass mod for a phaser, so if we wanted to bypass the flanger, chuck in the phaser. Similar in sound, but of course it's a little bit more obtuse. I'm personally not actually quite a large fan of phasers. I really use them, well, with distortion anyway. I tend to use phasers with clean sounds, with wah. Anyway, to each their own. I genuinely like this preset. Bombing Plane. That's awesome. That's instantaneous, just done. I love it. It has that classic metal sound. It's, you know, reminiscent of Metallica's, reminiscent of later Iron Maiden. It's reminiscent of early Megadeth. It's got just that bit of mid crunch. You can see that the mids are still nice and high. It's not quite completely scooped. The presence has been taken down quite a bit, but that's actually quite acceptable because you want it to be able to work as a rhythm patch. I can see this operating really well for rhythm stuff, but it still has enough gain to be, you know, metal. We've got a tread plate with a ribbon mic, commonly known for its warmer characteristics. So they've compensated by chucking it slightly off axis, off the center. But of course, it is still relatively close. It's not completely pressed up against the grill. Ribbon mics are well known for the fact that most of them tend to be bicardioid. I forget what the actual term is, but figure 8. There we go. Tend to have a figure 8 pattern, which means that they capture what's directly in front as well as what's going on behind them. So you get this really nice actual decay of sound from the amp. What else are we getting? What else have we got here? We've got a wah, and we have a cloner. Oh, might be an ensemble. That is an intense effect. I love it. Cool, moving on. We have a citrus, obviously based off of that classic orange sound, British OR30V2. We've got ORV30s. Ooh, double miking. We have a very far off axis SM57 and it's actually relatively further away too, and a ribbon that's actually pressed up against the cloth, or basically up against the cloth, slightly off axis. Checking the mix, the Royer, which is the ribbon microphone, is actually a little bit down further in the mix. So it'll be interesting to hear what this mix sounds like. We've also got a standard TS808 going into that orange amp. Classic low drive, high level. Yeah, really good for riffing. It's very on the warm side. If I take my Ormsby up to the neck pickup, I've been playing on the bridge this entire time. A lot of this video is going to be in the bridge. But if I take it up to the neck... Yeah, it's got a really nice lead tone. It doesn't try to get in your way. There's also a delay down there. Delay and distortion. Quite a unique sound. I mean... Interesting. Love it. That's honestly, like, those two words, interesting, and, like, I guess the phrase, love it, actually tend to go together for me, because generic sounds are easy to make. Like, the thing about this plugin, or this software, is that if you want something to happen, it's very easy to just conceive it and just chuck in the pedals and amps. But for the presets to really inspire something new, that I dig. So I genuinely really like a lot of these, not only for just, you know, I guess those authentic sounds that we get out of the preset, but I actually really like it for the inspirational ideas as well. Here we go, Dead House. Gate, it appears that we probably have an octaver, yes. Opto comp, splitting it out. 2 tread plates. What are our settings? 567, also 567. One's on axis. Oh, okay, double miking. We have an SM57 and an AKG 414, C414 I should say. 60s reverb and a potential digital delay that has been bypassed. Mixing it in, doesn't appear to be panned or delayed at all. So it's just basically blending the two different mics, which is a really, really great method of just varying the tone. So if you like one but you don't like the other, you know, you can fang it off. And we've got an ending comp, which makes sense. We've also got a some sort of mod pedal over there. Oh, okay, that's on my neck pickup. I'm gonna put that onto my bridge. Okay, I mean, this is kind of actually reminds me of the song I just released, After the Reaper. Yeah, that's pretty close. I mean, it's I probably modeled something very similar to this. I thought of an octaver, I probably chucked a compressor on it, it's just like this. If I take that off, but I take this Digitech whammy in, just for harmonization. It's got a fourth up, which is pretty cool. And we've put that, let's put that mod on, see what we get. Very, very weird. Awesome. Moving on. Death Circle. Well, that sounds pretty stereotypically metal. Gate. Oh, okay, that gate threshold. Let's turn that threshold up just a little bit. Drive. We have a mid-drive, no, not low-mid drive. High level. Tone's very bright. Overdriven JM45. We have slightly ducked bass. Our mid's still nice and high. I will criticize one thing. The Marshall amp head with the golden knobs makes it a bit hard to see where the current knob is at. I have to click on it and sort of like jiggle it just to see which number it's at, but it's not too big of a deal. Okay, on either side of the center we have SM57 and Sennheiser MD421. It's pretty standard. Bit of that classic sound, something a bit fatter. We have an EQ ready for us to dial some tones in. A mod, which gives us the intensity and speed of, I'm guessing this is either a chorus or a flanger, and a standard delay. Cool. This sounds like it would be pretty normal, actually. A bit fat on the low end, bit flubby, but it's got quite a lot of brittle tone to it, which you could tweak with the mics and of course the EQ. So look, it's different, which is good enough. There's enough generic metal tones out there. I want something that's gonna be different enough for me to chuck in a mix for the unique flavor it provides. Hellstorm, Gate, Pitch Filter, Auto Wah. Okay, cool, pretty cool. Drive low level this time. An Insane 5153, pretty standard. Greenback 25's right smack bang in the center. Reverb, delay, and compression. awesome. The headroom is still nice and wide there. It's compressed, very heavily compressed, but it's actually still quite a chunky sound. It doesn't feel like it's squashed like you hear a lot of these compressed metal tones. Note that this is based off of Teletronic's compressor. Like, this is a studio compressor that it's the LA2A, the limiting amplifier, that this particular compressor is modeled on. So I've heard of some friends of mine who play with bias effects, and they just use the compressors and reverbs and so on and so forth for their studio productions. They don't even use the amps sometimes. They'll just use the pedals and the effect modules, which is quite an innovative way to use a guitar plugin. I'll give them the credit of that. I'm used to, you know, hoarding plugins for the similar uses. Because I personally use a lot of the Waves plugins. I use a lot of the Slate Digital plugins. They're quite excellent. But hey, look, if you've got bias effects, you technically speaking have studio level effects in your software. Howl at the Moon. We have Gate Drive. We have a Mark V. Going to a tread plate, AKGC 414, pretty classic, right down the center. We have a flanger bypassed. We have an analog chorus bypassed, so it's a stereo chorus, digital delay, and a reverb. So it looks like this is a pretty stock standard sound that you can chuck some effects on top of. Oh yeah! I wish I'd had this preset going when I was recording Resolve Unbroken. That's bang on. I'm annoyed that I didn't play with this preset. I tweaked software, I tweaked my amps to hell and back to output Resolve Unbroken, just to get that really chunky but fuzzy but still heavily distorted sound. I dig this so much. I can't say I'd still have to tweak it a little bit, but that's already so close to that tone that I was chasing for months, literal months. Okay, what else have we got here? We've got a flanger. Pretty classic. With an analog chorus. Nice and round. We've got a delay with a distortion and delay. Let's check that on the neck pickup. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And of course you've got your reverb. Just a classic bit of metal, but still keeping it clean. I'm still annoyed. This would have saved me so much time just having this one preset and tweaking it from there. Infernal Cowboys, gate, drive, switch axe lead, greenback 25s, slightly off axis SM57, and a delay pedal that's bypassed. Honestly, a bit on the bright side. The delay would only just serve to slightly open that up, or at least give us the illusion that it's a brighter sound. But personally, I would probably take some of that treble and presence down, or at the very least take this SM57 slightly more off axis, take it a bit off, because it's a bit overly bright at the moment. Yeah, that's already a lot better. Just bringing it off axis a little bit. I dig it. I really dig it. Iron Punch. Cool. Gate, pitch filter with an auto wah, compressor, amp, EQ, slight treble boost, slight mid cut. We have off center, reverb, delay, compression, nothing you wouldn't expect. Lethal Weapon. Gate, noise filter. Let's bring that threshold up a little bit. Drive. It's a tube drive, it sort of appears. Splitter into 2 orange amps. Holy crap, look at the differences between these. One has a relatively high gain, 5666, versus a slightly even higher gain, but the settings are 3777, as it appears. This goes into a stereo delay. Amps are set to bright and bright, okay, and we have a mixer. No panning, nothing. So it's just a blending of the 2 tones with the delays. Quite interesting that it's blending these 2 tones like so. Let's have a look at what it sounds like. Holy crap, that delay just keeps going, doesn't it? Yeah, awesome. Very ambient, very bright. It almost feels like I could just, like... Yeah, positively plaintive. Love it. Let's move on. VHAF, gate, splitter, a Soldano, and a tread plate going into a bypass for the moment. Is that a harmonic enhancer? No, it appears to be some sort of flanger or at least a mod pedal of some kind. 421 centered on the Soldano and SM57 off axis on the tread plate. We have a mixer, no differences there, so it's just tone blending. Let's have a look for this machine gun. Yeah, man. It's not, like, stupidly gainy like some of the other presets we've heard. It's quite clean. It's quite well-defined. I dig it on the simple principle that it's not just yet another fuzz machine. That's really cool. Master of Puppies! Oh, but I can't play the riff. I'll get demonetized! Gate, drive, tread plate into a delay, and reverb. Well, I'll try to play a derivative of it. Yeah, man, that's pretty straightforward, honestly. Megadeth. Well, I mean, they're not even trying to hide that one. Gate, drive, low drive, high level, pretty standard. BE101. So I'm missing the reference here, but maybe someone can tell me in the comments. Holy crap, these settings are a bit wild. Okay, I'm seeing 379, 5777. Okay, sure, I dig it. Slight mid boost. That gate is doing its job really well. You can't even hear the guitar amp at this moment, and it's probably cranked. That's cool. Into a reverb. Nothing you wouldn't expect. Yeah, cool. Very, very, very cool. Nightmare. I feel like that's an Avenged Sevenfold reference, maybe. Gate. Let's turn that threshold up a little bit. Thank you. Splitter, drive with low drive, high level into a JM45. Wow, high gain on that one. Fair enough. 92 VH4 with slightly, also relatively high gain, slightly ducked mids, bypassed reverb, which we might put on for some solo, and an EQ with slight tone shaping. It's got mid boost, high boost. Cool, very cool. Amps are pretty standard, just slightly off center, just to make sure it doesn't make our ears bleed. What do we got? Look, I can't complain. It's pretty clean, and it's not overly painful. I mean, if you try to play some of that kind of like slight metalcore, slight on the further end, not quite metal in terms of the classic Iron Maiden or Dio kind of sound, but if you play the more kind of newer alt sound, it does have that, And, I can't complain. That's a really nice, clean sound. I think we're getting pretty close to the end. We're in the last 5. 7 stars. Gate split into drive, which has a switch axe lead, very much a mid boost. Bass cut on the Greenback 25 is quite warm as well, so it's going to compensate for that bass cut. Interesting. Compression. Relative compression, okay. Mid-cut with bass and treble boost, bit of that scooping on a Vox, interesting. British 30, also, again, a bit warm. Chorus effect that's been bypassed on it. Let's have a listen to it. Yeah, that's really cool. That's the particular combination of sounds there is doing some really, really nice things for the tone. That reverb, oh sorry, rather that delay is really, really, really cool. That's pretty cool. Sir Mighty Friedman, we have a professional wah unit plugged in. We have our drive, low drive, high level. Harmonizer, octaves, okay, cool. And German fireball, tread plate, off center, another German fireball. Very different settings on these two, which is pretty cool. This one's more centered, cool. Our EQ has a slight mid boost, and we have a delay plate all that's chucked in. Slight left-right panning on this, we should expect this to be a little bit wider. You know, I don't even mind that it has a wah on it. That sounds pretty great. Steel mask, we're getting very close to the end. We have pitch filter, gate, drive, mod, that's bypassed, Mark 5, tread plate, reverb, delay, and compression. Pretty straightforward, to be honest. I would very rarely play anything that low with the delay on, but it still keeps it quite clean. I'm somewhat impressed. We also have that mod, which we're going to chuck in very, very briefly. I think I've found like a new personal favorite for that kind of slightly ensembled, slightly chorused effect. It just kind of just approximates the sound without a bit committing completely, which I'm actually quite okay with. Anyway, T-Rex, we're getting close to the end, guys. Gate, comp, splitter, we have a lead. Oh, hold on, let's have, what do we got here? Cut bass, slightly boosted mids. Presence is also cut. We've got it's pretty much standard 45556. Tremolo, greenback 25s. Oh wow, very, very dark. And a very, very bright on the 5153. Cool. And our mixer is not panned. We also have a bypass delay down the end. Let's have a look at that. We'll chuck in the tremolo in a second. That's pretty great. And we'll chuck the tremolo on. Cool. Yeah, sweet. Does its job. Wartime. Oh man, alright. Well, let's see. We've got wah, relatively high on the noise filter. We've got a bypass drive and 51, 53 boosted trebles, quite boosted trebles, mid and treble. Then we've got C4 and 4 right down the center, and a compressor, reverb, delay. This sounds like it'll be pretty straightforward. Or not, that was darker than expected. Okay, it was drier than expected. The reverb was very, very dry, and the delay is a bit on the bright. But if we just chuck in that drive, chuck in that delay, I think we'll have something quite funky. Yeah, man. Sweet. Pretty cool. And I think that brings us to our last preset of the day, Wild Bullseye. We have a gate drive, British JCM 800 with Celestia and T75s, pretty much centered, EQ mid boost, and chorus and delay. The last three pedals have been bypassed. Cool. If we give it the EQ and the chorus and the delay, what do we have? Whoa, okay, I did not expect that to be that stereoized. Okay. And there you have it. I am completely blown away by all of the presets that are available in BiceFX 2 Professional Edition. I find that the available sound modules, the available amp simulations, the combinations that are seemingly endless are just nothing short of inspiring. I love each of the sounds that come out of this. Myself being a bit of a metalhead, I definitely enjoy just kind of playing, even though I stuck myself in some of the same riffs, just trying to explore how the same riff could sound different just with a different preset, with a different combination of sounds. And that gave way to new ideas and basically provoked different inspirations, which is exactly what I want out of presets. I don't really want a sound that's gonna be the staple of all my records from a preset, because obviously someone else is gonna be using that too. I want something that is gonna provoke me to think up something new and think, okay, hold on, what do I like about this? What don't I like about this? And allow to use my analytical side of sound design and of tone shaping to be able to decide on the tone that will make the record. So, absolutely love doing this. I'm going to be looking at the next category in Insane. We've got a whole bunch there too, which is going to be really cool. And then we've got our alternative, bass, and acoustic. I will likely dedicate a separate video for alternative, seeing as we've got quite a few presets there, but bass and acoustic I'll probably end up chucking in the one video. So we've still got 3 more videos to go before I break down the methodology and the thinking process that goes into developing your own tone, or trying to think about what do you want to get in the record, what sound, how do you achieve it, and being able to take it from what's in here to on here and out there. Cool. Thanks very much. Love doing this. Love you guys. Have yourselves a wonderful day.